people. So if there's anything you want us to be campaigning on, find me afterwards. If not, email us and let us know. We're here to be your voice. So as you know, there is a mayoral election coming up, and what we would like to see is a strong pledge within the manifestos of all the candidates that these self-employed and small businesses have an environment to grow and thrive and be at the forefront in the centre of London. What we want is a real commitment to actually get into teaching and to our youngsters and foster an entrepreneurship culture within London. What we want London to be is where entrepreneurship is at its centre, at its heart, where we really foster and change the way that schooling happens and actually lead the rest of the UK on this. The issues our members tell us that are really important to them is the cost of doing business in London. It is getting phenomenally expensive just to be a London business, and too much of our hard-earned money is just going to paying the overheads. We also want cost-effective infrastructure. We care about the environment, and we're really pleased in some of the initiatives that have been happening. Other areas, particularly for the self-employed, that are overlooked are health and well-being. We're reading a lot about what should be happening with staff, but business owners have, if not more, health and well-being issues, and we really want to see those addressed in the manifestos. And I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't have to say diversity and inclusion. It's really key to us. There's lots of women that could be doing their own businesses and they need that help. And one of the things we're seeing a marked rise on is crime against business. And these are small crimes, and quite often they're crimes that people don't actually phone up the police and report because they don't claim on the insurance. It's just too much hassle, it's going to cost too much. And also, of course, we want the right skills so we've got the right people to employ. The FSB called for a London plan that benefits these small firms and had a greater level of commercial property that's affordable and available. And we're really keen to make sure that this ecosystem in London is maintained and enhanced. And my plea is to everybody here is to fill in our survey so that we know what you want us to do, but also to back our business rates ask. What we're asking for is a higher business rate relief for small businesses in London. So the inner London area should be at 20,000 and outer London at 15,000. And if there's anything you can do to help us on that, we'd be really grateful. So that's it. I won't take any more time up because I know you've got a much more important person that you want to be hearing from. So it gives me great pleasure to hand over to Craig Beaumont.
Thank you very much for coming, everybody. So I'm your host for this more informal part of the night. Thank you so much for coming. You don't want to hear from me first, so straight away we're going to meet the man of the hour, Sadiq Khan.
Can I just say what a pleasure it is to be with you here at this reception with the FSB. If I'm honest, I didn't realise, maybe I didn't, I've forgotten, that the FSB is also the initials of the Russian Secret Service, former KGB. And I was reminded of this yesterday. I saw Boris Johnson. And I said to him, that usually gets a boo, that's fine. I said to him I was going to the FSB event tomorrow. And he said, but the FSB back us in elections. And I looked a bit puzzled. And he said, FSB Russia? I said, no, FSB Hungary. Anyway, it's a pleasure to be with you here this evening. The last time I spoke, I think, at an FSB event was in late 2017, early 2018. And at that time, you'll remember, nobody had a clue what was going to happen with Brexit. The Prime Minister, who appeared out of their debt, and it's great to see how much progress has been made. But it is a pleasure to be here at this FSB reception. I'm looking forward to taking questions from you. I'll keep my comments short. I want to say a few things. Firstly, thank you. Thank you for those of you who've taken the brave, exciting, courageous decision to start a business, to create something new from nothing. And I'm grateful for what you do for our city. It's a fact that not many people know that the majority of Londoners work for a small business. More than 99% of businesses in our city are small businesses, and you're at the cutting edge of tech and innovation. Before I became a full-time politician, I helped to run a small business. I was a lawyer, and with my partner, we helped run a small business. And I remember vividly the sleepless nights thinking about cash flow, thinking about conversation with the bank manager, thinking about how we're going to recruit and retain and affordable office space, and all those things that I'm sure many of you go through on a regular basis. Most big businesses start as small businesses, but most small businesses stay as a small business. That's fantastic. One of the things we've tried to, I'm really pleased Rajesh is here, my deputy mayor for, I saw Rajesh, where's Rajesh? Rajesh is here, the deputy mayor for business for London. One of the things that Rajesh and I try to do is make our administration the most pro-business administration London's ever had, because we realise, and Rajesh reminds me of this regularly because he's a business person who's given up his business to come and work with me in City Hall, but he reminds me regularly that it isn't politicians that create the jobs, wealth and prosperity as much as we like to think we do, it's you. What we can do though is help create an environment where you flourish and thrive and do what you're doing. And we've been doing a number of things over the last 3.5 years to try and create an environment that helps you flourish. One of the first things that we did was to re-look at how the London Enterprise Panel works, LEAP as we call it, works. We made sure there's small business representation around the table to give us the advice we need to have the best possible policies. And I've got 15 people as part of my business advisory board advising me on all sorts of policies, from the environment to transport to housing to the economy, and they include many small businessmen and women. And some of the things that we've done as a consequence of their good advice is the London Growth Hub, which has helped more than 5,000 small businesses over the last 3.5 years. And we've now got 5 physical growth hubs across our city with an additional 4 satellite hubs as well to help you going forward. We've also set aside, so one of the things that the conversations that we had, Rajesh and I had with small businesses, they were telling us the difficulties getting loans, investment, particularly if you're a female founder or if you're a diverse business, really difficult. And so we've got £100 million now, ring fence for small businesses that you can borrow to help you do well going forward. Another big issue is the lack of affordable workspace. This is a great piece of shared workspace. We're now doing a number of things to have more and more affordable workspaces across our city. And I can go on during the Q&As and hopefully discuss some of these things. The final thing before we get into the Q&As I want to say is look, the key thing I think you need from all politicians is for them to listen to you. To listen to you in relation to the challenges you face, but also to understand what can make you do even better going forward. So we alluded to the challenges around business rates. One of the things that we've done over the last few years is to lobby the government to phase in the massive increase in business rates, but also to look at increasing the threshold before which the relief applies. £12,000 a year is fine when you're in, Burnley or Coventry. When you're in London, whether it's Bromley, whether it's Camden, it's clearly not high enough. And so we're looking at more we can do to lobby the government. The final thing I want to say is this before I end, which is in the last 3.5 years, some good news, despite the uncertainty caused by Brexit, is our economic output has increased since May 2016, an important day for some of us. But since May 2016, our economic output has increased in London by 6.1%. The number of new jobs created in London since May 2016 is more than 295,000, and unemployment has fallen from May 2016 from 6.1% to 4.6%. Now I know the reality, that's thanks to you guys, but you'll appreciate over the next 6 months if I claim credit for that, for reasons that you will understand going into May 2020. Finally, what I say is just thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for our city. I know how tough it is in the current environment. I remember listening to Carl Ferber, who runs CBI, recently saying this is the most frustrating time for businesses ever. And I think she's right. You know the challenges you have. My job, not just over the next 6 months, but over the next 6 terms, Rajesh, is to continue to make sure that City Hall is supportive of you to ensure that you can have your potential fulfilled. Thank you very much.